10 News. This is breaking news.
And breaking tonight, Florida Governor and Senate candidate Rick Scott filing suit against two South Florida supervisors of elections.
Calling out Brenda Snipes by name and calling what's happening rampant fraud.
All of this as recounts loom for both the gubernatorial and Senate races.
Here are the current numbers. The lead for Ron DeSantis over Andrew Gillum has slipped to 36,000 votes. That's within the 0.5% margin needed to trigger a recount.
And Rick Scott now leads Bill Nelson by 15,000 votes, or just 0.18%, well within the 0.5% margin. So let's get right to our Janine Stanwood with more on when there will be a recount.
And what happens next in the midst of these fraud allegations. Janine.
Calvin, Lori, this may get ugly. Rick Scott looked frustrated and in an unusual move delivering a partisan message from the governor's office. But as a candidate for Senate filing two lawsuits, one target, Dr. Brenda Snipes, who was here tonight canvassing, going over provisional ballots. Broward once again in the spotlight.
Every Floridian should be concerned there may be rampant fraud happening in Palm Beach and Broward counties.
In a late night news conference, Rick Scott, in his own possible recount with Bill Nelson for U.S. Senate, ripping into the Broward supervisor of elections, Brenda Snipes, for what he says is hindering the tabulation process, filing these two separate lawsuits against her and the supervisor in Palm Beach County, and asking for an investigation by the FDLE.
We've all seen the incompetence and irregularities in vote tabulations in Broward and Palm Beach for years. Well, here we go again. I will not sit idly by while unethical liberals try to steal this election from the great people of Florida.
He owns the FDLE.
In response, Snipes had little to say. We're told these carts full of still untabulated mail-in ballots have now been counted. Local 10's Jeff Weinseer asking Snipes earlier, what took so long?
But other counties have been able to do it.
But other counties didn't have 600,000 votes out there.
Well, Miami-Dade did.
Well, have you been inside Miami? Never mind. Let me go check. I'll check.
But it's a serious issue. It always seems like it is.
It's a serious issue with me.
The governor's race also hangs in the balance. The margin between conservative Ron DeSantis and progressive Andrew Gillum is now below that magic 0.5%. DeSantis talking about it in Hialeah Gardens for the first time.
We're working really hard on the transition. We'll let the lawyers do what they got to do, but we're good, and I'm looking forward to serving. Thank you, guys.
Gillum taking to Facebook Live.
We're hopeful that every single vote will be counted in this race, and that way that all of us can walk away feeling extremely confident about what each and every one of us did.
Now back to the Senate race. Nelson's camp reacting in part to Scott's lawsuit, saying the goal here is to see that all the votes in Florida are counted and counted accurately. Rick Scott's actions appear to be politically motivated and born out of desperation. As it stands now, counties have to report to the state by Saturday, and then the state will decide whether to order those recounts. We'll stay tuned. We're in Lauderhill. I'm Janine Stanwood, Local 10 News.
It's a weekend to watch. Janine, thanks.